Derek was a broke minimum wage worker. Now fast forward 2 years and look at that. Buckle up, beautiful people. In this video, I'm gonna show you how we helped one of our students scale this brand to $2 million in revenue using just Facebook ads, selling high ticket product. If you wanna know how we did it, how he did it, keep watching. All right, let's take a look at this store. If you're wondering what this background is, this is background of WooCommerce. It's the same thing as Shopify, no difference. Honestly, the only reason we got him started on this one at the time when he was getting started, he didn't want to pay all the extra Shopify fees. This is 2022. Let's refresh. I know a lot of people in comment section be like, please refresh. So let's refresh, and we're gonna refresh. So if you can see, it's a little bit over $1 million. Well, a little bit more. It's about 30% in profit. And if you scroll down, you see, day by day, if you want to take a look, you can see the total sales, gross sales, and all that stuff. 12,000, 8,000, 7,000, 8,000, and on and on and on. I can kind of go on and on for every day. And let's take a look at the next year, which is basically previous year, 2023. He did about 629,000. Again, scrolling down, you can see the sales store slowly died off by the end of the year. So this is exactly what happened. My student right now currently working on a completely different store, different product, and I think they're over $1 million again this year and a whole different thing. So they let me make a whole video on this and how we got to scale this product, how we got it to this point, and how it all got started. So let's get started with the strategy of how long it took to get to this place. First of all, this is almost $2 million, 30% profit in 2 years, which is about $600,000 in 2 years. It's a pretty good living for a person who was making minimum wage in the beginning. He tested so many products, watched so many videos, and in 2019 is when we met, and then we started working together. And at the time, I helped him with his video making, with creatives, and that was a time that everything clicked for him. We started working on this one specific product on one specific video that started blowing up. And that was before this product that I'm showing you. That one ended up doing 500,000 for him. He was very dedicated. He was doing really good. So before that, he was working on the weekend to fund his ads. He did not have any money. He had a wife and a baby on the way, and he was working really hard to make this happen. He was working a lot of hours on the weekends to fund his online business, and on weekdays he was working on his online business while having a family and trying to make it work. If you don't know, it's pretty difficult. If you're not a single man and trying to make everything work for your family, it's pretty hard. We worked on this product. We made a sick video for it and ended up doing, I believe, about $500,000. And at that point he was stoked. He was like crazy about, he was like, this business is working. We have to make more money. So at that point, what happened based on that product that I gave him, he ended up customizing this specific store. We helped him with his Facebook ads and putting the whole campaign and everything together. Derek went from being a broke skydiver to living his best life right now, traveling the world. One of the things that he really wanted to do was having a schoolie. Basically, people have these school buses and they customize it and then travel the world. So he got to travel the world with his family for the last 2-3 years. And now I believe he moved to Panama. He has a baby number 3 on the way, and he's living his best life with his whole family. Never have to worry about money ever again. Scaling his now this fourth product that he's been scaling to God knows how much. It's doing really, really well. This is the power of online business and getting yourself dedicated to putting time and effort into your business. Dedicated. There are certain traits that people have that make them successful. One of them is having that mindset that there's no other way of doing it. A lot of people coming to the business and they have other things to fall into. There's plan B, plan C, and there's I don't know if I can do it. There's no such a thing as that. Now let's talk about this product. This product is a little bit higher price. It starts from $80 and there's upsells for it. So $80 and it goes to 100 something, 150, 160. So it's not necessarily impulse buyers. It's a little bit more expensive. If we go on to Facebook ads, let's take a look at some of the ads, for example, of January 2023, just so we could get an idea of what kind of numbers we're looking at. This is, by the way, keep in mind, this is Canadian dollar because he's in Canada, so he was spending Canadian dollars. So in January of 2023, he spent about $83,000 in ads. He was getting CPM about $8, which is very reasonable, very low. When you're running ads, you want your CPM to be under $10. I always say that no matter what platform you're running ads on, you want it to be under $10. And honestly, I'm getting back to really liking Facebook again. We've been running much more compared to before, back like 2-3 years ago, because people were getting banned left and right. Now is a little bit better than what it used to be. CTR all, which is click-through rate, 1.71, pretty good again. CPC all is 49 cents, lower than CPC cost per link click. Those are a little bit different. Cost per link click is any link apparently in your ad. And let's take a look at the website add to cart. I always talk about add to cart and cost per add to cart. Let's actually go to the setting that we set up here so we can look at the cost per add to cart. I always say if you're getting cost per add to cart less than $3, that's a really good sign. Cost per add to cart is about $5.21. So keep in mind, this is Canadian dollars. So this is probably 3 something. And also purchase ROAS. So the ROAS, if you don't know what that is, a return on ad spend, is about 310, which is pretty good. And if you look at the cost per purchase, is again a little high, but again, this is Canadian dollar. This is probably $35 if you put it in here. Let's take a look at it. Canada to USD, 48 would be about $34. So remember, I said this is the high ticket product. The product cost is about, I believe, $30. They're selling it for at least 86, I believe. This is the minimum price, right? And it goes to 100 something. The profit is pretty huge, right? So like even if you're getting like $50, like I think 30, 56, yeah. So even if you're getting $40 cost per purchase, it's still a pretty good profit. So now let's add all the upsells that is not tracked here, right? So there's upsells. There's the products that are getting sales for like, there are all $100, $150, $160. So like I said, there's a main product and there's 2 products that are kind of upsell of those. Like there's added product to it that you're buying for higher price, and that's why the cost per product is a little bit higher. Selling high ticket products, you're gonna have different numbers compared to other videos that you've ever been watching. And this is not for an absolute beginner. I would say this is a very intermediate thing to do. And Derek at this point was intermediate because we already scaled a product with him before, which was for impulse buyers. And at this point, we're not targeting impulse buyers. We're targeting people that are a little bit more expensive to get sales from. So we're gonna have to spend more money to get more sales. So let's take a look at the month after that, just so you kind of get an idea. I know it's a little bit higher price, but that's totally okay. You're still staying profitable. As long as you're staying profitable, that's all it matters. So for the next month of February, let's take a look at the month. So for that month, we spent about $60,000, and let's take a look at the ROAS. The ROAS was a little bit lower, so it's about 3. It's still profitable, staying profitable. The cost per purchase went up, so this is probably about $37, still staying profitable. I'm pretty sure there's probably sales that haven't been tracked. Let's take a look at the month before that, in December. Let's see how December did, since Christmas, the holidays, and all that stuff. We can kind of get an idea of how the numbers were looking. All right, so cost per add to cart was about 4, and then, okay, so the ROAS here, obviously, that time of the year, people are buying $383, so it's a little bit higher. I'm assuming cost per purchase is lower, so that would be about 20 something. So this is pretty profitable, and the CTR is higher. I'm gonna assume the CPC all is about the same. It's just converting much better. The CPM is actually higher than the other months, but spent about almost $100,000 on ads on this month. So, a little bit more ad spent, a little bit less. So this is December 2020. Let's see how much revenue it brought in December 2020. Let's take a look. Okay, so December 2020, about $300,000 came in, and 30%. So 30% profit margin of $60,000 on profit in December. That's a full income that would someone make within a whole year of working, within a month. That is insane. So just so you know the potential that you could have with dropshipping. People talk about dropshipping and they don't realize they think it's just a scam or something that not to take seriously. Obviously, this takes a lot of time and effort to get into this point to sell something so high value, a high ticket. And after a while, honestly, I highly recommend people also branding their products so people you'll be a little bit more unique. We do have one thing we usually do is we do have our own influencers and all our content creators that I let my students use to make their own creatives so they can use to scale their own products, and they could have their own very unique creatives and ways of scaling. So if you're seeing these numbers and if you're seeing like this is very doable with the right methods and right guidance. Guys, if you want to be the next person who sees these kind of numbers, if you want to put effort, start your own business, travel the world, and do the same thing that Derek been doing, we do offer one-on-one and group coaching. Go ahead on my Instagram, Ecom Playbook, and DM me help. And I'll ask you a couple questions to see if we're qualified to work together. And I'll tell you how you can join one of our programs. Let's continue. All right, so now let's talk about the strategies that I would use with Facebook ads. The method that we've been using to scale these products, just because ad account to ad account is different, is that with this one, it was all CBO. So you see the numbers are a little funny because for some reason the ad account every time we set the budget for anything over $100 with CBO. If you don't know what CBO is, it's campaign budget optimization. It would not perform anymore. So we had to set the budget for always under $100 to perform. So because of that, it was always under $100. For it to make it perform. However, ad account to ad account is different, product to product is different. We have to test multiple things to see which one works. For me, I always test with ABO to see how they do. And if they do well, then I test CBO to see if CBO might do better than ABO. If ABO does better, then I scale with ABO. If CBO does better, then I would try to scale with CBO. In this case, CBO was just outperforming ABO for some reason. For this specific product, for this specific ad account, every ad account is different. Every product is different. So for this one, CBO was the way to go. CBO, 5 ad stats. And I think starting with 3 creatives, and then there were more creatives inside. We were making more creatives, adding more creatives. But at the end, honestly, it was just exhausted. The audience was exhausted and it was not converting as good, as well as it was in the beginning. So at some point, the product eventually dies off. And yeah, this is the best way for that it was working for this product and for this ad account. But every product and every ad account is different. This is why we customize when we work with every individual based on what product we're selling and how it's scalable. Because people ask me questions, how should I scale? I'm like, well, I don't know. How many sales did you get? What product cost do you have? How much are you getting it for? How much are you selling it for? Where are you shipping it from? Where are you shipping it? It's just, there's so many questions. I can't just tell you how you can scale. There's so many ways of scaling, and also depending on the platform that you're using. All right, guys, if you like these kind of videos, just let me know. I can just talk more about people's experiences, the money they've been making, and all that stuff. Let me know, and I'll make more videos. Comment down below. I'll see you guys on the next video.